Hey, here we are. What'd you think? We weren't going to keep it lonely on this, of all lonely Friday nights. Here we are. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the loneliest show on the internet. Welcome once again to Sam Roberts. Now, I'm so glad that you all could be here, and let's see if you're so glad that somebody else is here. No, it couldn't be. Not today. Not now. Yes, hot dog. I can't believe it.
I'm here despite what I know is coming to me. I'm here.
Coming on you. You know, they used to use that. That was like an insult back in the day. They were like, I'm going to come on you, boy. I'm going to come on you, and you're not going to be able to stop me. And it's like, you're going to what?
There's a lot of wrestling promos that go that way.
Yeah. There's no Magnum TA promo that we used to play. That he's like, I'm going to come on you. Like, no man has ever come on you before. And you're like, what are you going to do? You're going to what now?
I'm going to take you to dinner first.
Yeah. Let me tell you something, boy. We're going to sit down. We're going to get to know each other first. We're going to sit down. We're going to get ourselves some appetizers, maybe a cocktail.
Then I'm going to wine you, and then I'm going to dine you.
Huh? What are you going to do? Yeah, no. Too much going on tonight. Too much going on. I'm glad you could be here. I mean, you apparently were shamed out of celebrating. What?
Yeah.
Who am I? Guess who I am, hot dog? What?
I need another clue.
What?
Oh, Stone Cold.
Yeah.
I got it on the second one.
Stone Cold. Yeah. I was at my kids' they did a trunk or treat at the school. And right before we left, the kids were like, aren't you going to dress up? And so I do live the type of lifestyle where I'm like, can't bring Chucky, can't wear the leather face flesh mask. Michael Myers probably going to have to stay up on the wall. Oh, there's a Stone Cold Steve Austin leather vest on a coat hanger hanging up. And yeah, that works. I'll wear that.
I think they're at the age where you can pull out a Chucky at the very least.
I mean, it's in elementary school. It's kindergarten.
Yeah, it's a doll. They don't know the context of it.
That's what my argument was. My wife was like, it's going to scare the children. And I go, it hasn't been contextualized for the children. It's a good guy doll. It's not like it's like murdered, scars across the face, hair everywhere. There's a knife in his hand, Chucky. This is just good guy doll Chucky, who you don't know has been possessed yet. Yeah. I know. But I don't know. I guess
I'll talk to her.
Thank you.
For next year.
Thank you. No, I'm glad that you will, because I'd like her to be as annoyed with you as I am on a regular basis. It is, I mean, when it rains, it pours as far as horror movie stuff goes. Of course, we are at one of the great weekends of the year, Halloween weekend. I don't know if you have watched yet this week's Satisfying Podcast. If some of you are wondering where it's at Satisfying Pod on YouTube. If you go to youtube.com/@satisfyingpod, you'll be able to watch mine and Nicole's podcast. Nicole Ryan,
subscribe.
Nicole Biggins. Yes, subscribe to youtube.com/@satisfyingpod. But we were having a conversation about Halloween really now completely being for adults. Like, you kind of wrap the kids up with trick-or-treating and have them done by 5 p.m., get them in bed by 6 so you can, go out and celebrate as adults. The way you
did
want.
that.
Yeah.
Millennials.
Yeah, that's true. Our generation, hot dog, did that. The millennials. We brought Halloween with us. They said, your children, your man children. We said, well, we're not giving up Halloween. And I mean, I feel like we did something similar with Christmas. Really, like when you meet parents who have kids that are from the ages of like 1 to 8, 9 years old, generally, they're still just as excited about Christmas and what they're going to get and their traditions and everything as they're not thinking about their kids. They're going like, oh, I wonder what my parents are going to give me.
Do you think it's a bad thing, or do you think it's a good thing? Do you think we're man children?
I think that if you can, this is a good question because there's a strong debate about this. I think that if you can transfer your passion down, right? If you can take your passion and make it an inclusive passion where your excitement for the holidays, Halloween or whatever one, is now like the kids' excitement as well, like we're all getting into it, then I think that that's a good one. if you're a selfish person, and there's a lot of people from our generation, Hot Dog, that are extremely selfish people, that they'll, under the guise of saying this is a collective passion, really they're just doing it for themselves. I mean, every YouTuber parent, if that's the vibe, every family YouTuber parent who clearly is living out these fantasies of becoming famous and realizing that they need to scoop their kid in here, that vibe is extremely toxic and terrible. And there's going to be a lot of kids that have complexes because they had very selfish parents. But if you haven't lost that inner child and you're feeding that passion down to the offspring, which is my way of justifying the fact that I haven't changed since I was 10 years old, then I think it's a good thing. Does that make sense?
mean, in certain ways, I think you have no choice but to relate, because me and you are wrestling fans, and people look at that as like a man-child hobby.
Those are called idiots. Those are called dum-dums. Dum-dums don't understand what one could get out of it. Dum-dums is what that is. That's all that is. But I mean, it's a big time for horror movies. Not only people that are putting their movies out, but it also feels like all of a sudden everybody's dropping news. Like, I don't know if you remember, I think we talked about it here, that Terrifier 3 only a couple weeks ago was announced. That it was announced that Terrifier 2 was going to be put in theaters, actually, I think next weekend. I think November 1st, 2nd, something like that. Like, I think right after Halloween, Terrifier 2 is back in theaters, and they announced that not only would you get to see like a 2-minute preview for Terrifier 3, but there would also be limited edition Terrifier 3 posters that were given out to the first number of people that are going to be there. Well, they couldn't wait until after Halloween. It's been leaked, Hot Dog. The poster for Terrifier 3. We all know I had Damian Leone on the show. Everybody knows I'm obsessed with this Terrifier franchise and what the great Damian has done for us. Do you want to see this poster, Hot Dog? It reveals a lot. It reveals a lot. We're getting a Christmas movie. We're getting a Christmas Terrifier. This is Art the Clown. He has a Christmas tree, and it's got people's faces, the flesh from people's faces, decorating the tree. Of course, a bloody axe, and he is wearing the flesh of the face of jolly old Saint Nick as a bib.
Terrifying.
But he's got a Santa hat on, so it's kind of fun too.
Maybe we get to see the soft side of it. Maybe it's like the Grinch.
Oh,
where he starts as a demon, murderer, axe-wielding maniac, and then he finds the love of Christmas.
Yeah, instead of his heart growing 3 sizes that day, he eats 3 people's hearts. and he becomes a wonderful guy. Dude, I can't wait. I'm even more excited for Terrifier 3 now than I ever was, because, the subgenre of Christmas horror is a subgenre not explored often enough, but when done well, there's just about nothing better, right? Like, I think really Silent Night, Deadly Night is, I think, like the first, or I think it was the first slasher movie, really, was like, not Silent Night, Deadly Night. There was another Christmas horror movie, Black Christmas. I haven't even looked it up yet. That's how good I am. Black Christmas was the the original Black Christmas was the first Christmas themed horror movie, but it was also kind of the baseline for the mystery killer hunts down women in a sorority house thing. Like the whole idea of what we all see horror movies as was that Black Christmas, and they've remade it a couple times since then.
1974.
Yeah, the original 1974 one is arguably the most important slasher movie of all time. Then, in terms of franchises, right? So that's connected to Christmas. In terms of franchises, you've got Silent Night, Deadly Night, which the first one is, I mean, outrageous. It's like this kid sees horrible things happen to his parents on Christmas. This is the clip that we play every Christmas.
Yep.
My favorite. Are you laughing because I found an excuse to talk about my movies again?
No, I'm just thinking about the sequel, which is, if I remember correctly, just half of the first movie.
It's about 45 minutes. Like you think you're crazy. You think you're a lunatic. Silent Night, Deadly Night 2 is like, it starts with a new cast, but the guy goes, "You didn't hear what happened to my brother?" And then it goes, and it's 45 minutes of footage from the original. And you're like, is this going to keep going? Or are they just going to keep...
We got it. I saw it.
Yeah. Are they just going to keep playing it? Then you have, and then there's like Silent and Deadly Night 3, 4. I think there's 5 total. But the first one is really the one that I'm like, this is one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life. Krampus, you know how I feel about Krampus. I love Krampus. My fantasy, the film that if I were a filmmaker, I would pitch to studios first would be Krampus versus the Babadook. It's a concept I've been working on for quite some time. I feel like it's money. But there's...
You have one chance to talk to execs. We're going with that one.
Krampus versus Babadook.
Okay.
100%. Because just saying it, you go, I'm interested. Tell me more. You know what I mean? Well, I go like this. Okay, guys. First of all, I want to thank you for letting me in the room. First and foremost, this is a highly. It's like,
well, of course, Mr. Roberts, all time is very valuable.
That's
so if
right.
you can please go on and tell us what you have.
All right. First idea.
Right.
Krampus versus the Babadook.
Versus, you say?
So here's what I'm thinking. Yeah, you see, they're interested. They want me to keep going. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Krampus is great. Yeah, there's a few of them, and there's more like in the 70s and 80s than people don't really try it. I feel like as often anymore. But when you can nail it, you can nail it. And quite frankly, you put it out around the holidays, there's a lot of people who are tired of, the same good-natured holiday movie. I mean, it's a real treat when you're like, and not like Hot Dog.
Mm-hmm.
You're one of these psychos. You hate Christmas.
No, I don't have a hatred for it.
You don't like it at all.
Yeah. I'm just whatever with it.
No, you're not whatever with it, because every Christmas, you act like we don't know each other. Every Christmas, you're the guy who's annoyed that they put up the decorations. You're the guy who's annoyed that people talk about it. You're the guy
I did start posting about it because I saw the decorations were up before Halloween even started. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Right. You're annoyed about it already. By the time, trust me, by the time we get to Thanksgiving, you're not going to be like, I'm okay. Whatever. You're going to be like, no, I hate this holiday. But if there's like this horrific, gore-fest, bloody slasher in the name of Christmas, you could go see it for relief from all the holiday cheer. If you're really a psycho, which I kind of think you are, you could convince like a friend who loves Christmas to go see, you want to go see this Christmas movie, knowing it's going to just ruin everything for them.
Not tell them anything.
Right, exactly. I mean, there's so many uses. And then after it comes out, because I would imagine this will come out, it's not going to be out for the holidays this year. I would imagine it's going to come out for the holidays next year. It's like we said, once in a lifetime, you know what I mean? A year from now. But yeah, so I think it'll come out for the holidays next year. But then after it comes out, you put the DVD out before the following Halloween. So that becomes a movie that's appropriate to watch at Halloween and at Christmas. It'll get you through a lot of cold months. It's good news. I can't wait. I'm very excited.
It better be even more gruesome than the second.
I
need to make sure I can watch it with like one eye covered and half an eye kind of a little twitched out like that.
Have you seen Terrifier? You saw Terrifier too.
Yeah, of course. And that's what I was doing the whole time.
Yeah, good. Well, I'll tell you, there's another the movie that has taken advantage in the horror genre of this weekend is certainly Five Nights at Freddy's. Have you heard about Five Nights at Freddy's, Hot Dog?
Is this based on like a video game?
Yeah,
Am I bugging?
it's based on like a video game called Five Nights at Freddy's. That's what the video game is called. Yes, it is.
Like a video game.
It's like a video game, like a video game. Yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's is an extremely popular video game franchise. It's created an entire lore. It's got a psychotic fan base that has been waiting for this film adaptation, I think, for years. And there's been sprinklings of it. Like the game came out, I think I didn't write it down, but I want to say
2016. I'm making that up.
I think it's 2014. It's 2014 that the game came out, I believe, and they've made multiple games since it was released. But basically, the premise of the game is that you're a security guard who's in this abandoned place that used to be like a Chuck E. Cheese. And the animatronic characters are haunted and have come to life and are trying to kill you. And so they're like, okay, let's make a movie out of this. People are obsessed with this. And then they added lore to it. Like as the video games went on, it was, why are the animatronics haunted? It was what's the mission of it? Who put them up to this? There's all this stuff around it. So they decided to make this movie, and I'm not going to spoil it. No spoilers here. But it came out over the weekend. It came out in theaters, but also streaming on the Cock simultaneously on Peacock, which is where I got to check it out. It's got Josh Hutcherson in it from the Hunger Games. And it's got what's his name who played Stu in Scream, who I love. I'm just blanking on his name at the moment, but I'm a big fan. It's an interesting one. It feels like
Matthew Lillard.
Matthew Lillard. I love me some Matthew Lillard. He also played Shaggy in Scooby-Doo, but
zoinks!
The Scooby-Doo franchise, it's like people go like this, Freddie Prinze Jr. from Scooby-Doo. I go, no. Freddie Prinze Jr. from I Know What You Did Last Summer, Summer Catch, She's All That. Like Scooby-Doo. Okay. Sarah Michelle Gellar. Oh, Sarah Michelle Gellar from Scooby-Doo? No. Sarah Michelle Gellar from Buffy. What are you talking about? And then they go Matthew Lillard. Oh, you mean Matthew Lillard from Scooby-Doo? No! Not from Scooby-Doo, from Scream. Scream. He's Stu in Scream.
He's Shaggy, dude.
It's a Scream, baby. My parents are gonna be so mad at me. He's
Shaggy. Shaggy's his role.
He's brilliant in that movie. If it weren't for him playing Stu so far over the top, people would have hated Billy Loomis. Skeet Ulrich's portrayal of Billy Loomis only works because Matthew Lillard is able to play Stu so over the top that there's a balance. It's brilliant. From Scooby-Doo? No, none of them are from Scooby-Doo. Not one of them. But anyway, but for you, it's like, oh, Scooby-Doo. Now I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, that's what went through my head.
No, so he's in Five Nights at Freddy, and look, I feel like the premise I'm all on board for, right? The idea, I've no connection to the video game whatsoever. So you're going to have two groups of people who are talking about this thing. One group of people are the hardcores that have been on board with the video game from Jump Street, that have loved it, that have expectations, that get every little Easter egg that they sprinkle in, all of it. The other group are just going to be people that rate it for exactly what it is in this movie. I think it's, on paper, it's my thing. Like the idea that there's a security guard working overnights in this weird, abandoned 80s Chuck E. Cheese knockoff place.
Why is there even a security guard there overnight?
It's part of it. It's part of it. And again, no spoilers, but it is like there is... It's a good question, which is what was built into the lore of the video game, which is also built into the story of this. I think there are two problems with this movie. First problem, it's PG-13. This is a huge mistake. I mean, I feel like the only reason to make a movie like this PG-13 is because you want to make as much money at the box office as humanly possible.
Mm-hmm.
You are releasing it simultaneously on Peacock. So clearly, you're not looking to optimize box office. If you are looking to optimize box office and get every ticket sold for this movie so much that you'll make it PG-13, and with that, completely take out the real violent stuff, then what are you doing streaming it for free on Peacock, right? You see what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense that you would do both. If you're going to stream it on Peacock anyway, make it a hard R, make these animatronics just fucking crazy, and go to town, like, or don't even give it a rating, like make it way over the top. But instead it's PG-13, which means most of the crazy stuff is left up to the imagination. You see the before, you see the after. I'm all about the during, hot dog. Don't leave it up to my imagination. If I wanted to leave it up to my imagination, I'd write the goddamn movie. You know what I'm saying? You wrote the movie because of your imagination. Show me the goods.
Right. You're not a fan of like ambiguous endings, are you?
No. What happened? I don't know. What do you think happened? It doesn't matter what I think happened. I didn't write the movie.
It's up to your interpretation,
No.
Sam.
What happened? I said, like, hey, David Chase, is Tony dead or not? Like, just, is he dead or not? I understand.
What do you think?
What difference does it make? I didn't write The Sopranos. I'm not the showrunner. You're the showrunner.
I think you'll find that there's no wrong answer.
This is why I love wrestling. Did Cody finish the story? What do you think? Clearly not. Clearly.
What inning are we on?
Yeah, clearly he didn't finish the story. Yeah, no, he didn't. Okay, good. Instead, they got like, well, you can guess what happened. Yeah, but I don't want to guess. I want you to show me.
Yeah.
So like, so it ends up like you get all the kitsch, which I love the kitsch. It's fun, which I love the fun. The animatronics look incredible. Like, it's not just bad CGI. They used Jim Henson, I believe, like Jim Henson's studio to create these animatronics, and they look awesome. Like, the characters, I think if you love the game, you'll love the way the characters look. I think if you don't love the game, still, the characters look awesome. They're going to make great action figures. They're going to make great Halloween costumes. It's great.
Maybe that's why they put it PG-13, because they're thinking more about the merchandise, thinking more about, you know, maybe this is something that we can take
I've
a
literally
10-year-old to.
Bro, I've seen second graders dressed up as Jason Voorhees.
Yeah, but are those those the best parents?
No, the worst. They're among the worst. But but look, I'm not saying go full Art the Clown. I'm just saying if I'm investing in a horror movie with animatronics from Chuck E. Cheese, make them psycho killer animatronics. The other thing is, again, without giving it all away, it's like there's a whimsy to the movie. You know, there's a whimsy to it. Obviously, like, it looks fairly whimsical, right? This is a cupcake that bites you. It's a cupcake. It's whimsical, right? It's cute. But the underlying part of the movie, like, it's like the Black Phone, except a whimsical version of the Black Phone. Did you see the Black Phone, hot dog?
I haven't, no.
Okay, it's about child abduction.
Okay.
It's dark. Like, it's really dark, except with whimsy. And I'm like, I don't know if you've done enough to sell me on the whimsy of how dark it is. They're trying to do a lot. I feel like they're trying to take care of what they took care of in 6 video games in about 90 minutes. And it ends up really having everything crammed in there. Some of the decisions these characters make in order to get to the next part of the movie are just like, why would any person ever do that? Why?
Are you saying it needs to be a smidge darker before it could be a smidge whimsical?
No.
Like it's just meeting in the middle now, and it's not really
No, I think no, it's not. It's way more dark than it is whimsical. But they haven't done enough to let me fall into the whimsy. You see what I'm saying? Like, I haven't fallen into the whimsy of it because I'm still stuck on how dark it is. It's like, yeah, but it's fun. And I'm like, it's not that fun. Like, if it were more violent and it were like, oh, we're just living in this place where morality has been thrown out the window. Then it's like, okay. Or there's a little bit more of a serious tone to it. But I don't think
sometimes it works, because
sometimes it works.
I think of what are those like forest creature characters from South Park that would just like murder like like the cute bear and what you remember those characters?
Of course. But
and they were super dark because they were whimsical as well.
Right.
And that always creeped me out.
It wasn't whimsical enough then to make up for the darkness. Like it wasn't. And maybe it was because it wasn't violent. Maybe it was just because it wasn't fully cashed in on. But I feel the whimsy to darkness ratio, I feel like it needed to be more whimsical than, by your example, it needed to be more whimsical because of how dark it was. Does that make sense?
Okay.
See,
yes.
like it has to even out, and it wasn't enough. So I couldn't fully fall into the whimsy because I was like, this is pretty dark stuff, man. This is not cool. What's going on here? So yeah. I mean,
are we giving it a smash or are we giving it a pass? We smashing?
I can't smash. I can't fully say pass, but like, I'm not telling you to watch this instead of Barbarian. Like, this is going on the list, right? When it's like, oh, like, when should you watch this? You got to watch Barbarian first. Black Phones first. Like, it's way low on the list of when you should watch horror movies. Now, look, it's getting trashed by reviewers. And I think that some of that's unfair because reviewers, like, I was reading some of the reviews on the Bill Burr movie on Netflix, and whether you like it or don't like it is one thing. But the reviewers are like, I can't believe how many F words he used. And you're like,
what reviewers are saying that?
It's on Rotten Tomatoes. It's like, oh, it was so profane.
In 2023?
That's what I'm saying. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, what are you talking about? Shut up.
Reputable reviewer.
Like, I honestly, sometimes when I'm giving a movie a big like not a trash, but an and the reviewers are saying this movie's bad, I go, you know what? Maybe I was unfair. It's probably better than I thought it was.
Fuck you. I love this movie.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're always off. I think that the people who love the video game, I think a lot of them are liking this movie because there's so much crammed into it from the game. It's like, but it's member berries, right? For me,
I love member berries.
I can't say, like, if it were more over the top whimsical or more over the top violent, then I'd be like, yeah, they did it. But it's neither of those two things. And for that reason, unfortunately, I'm out.
I got one. Instead of smash or pass, maybe stash.
For like later?
Sure. Like you said, like watch. There's other movies to watch. Maybe stash is more like a in the middle sideburn.
It's not. It's not garbage. It's not.
Right.
It's not garbage, but like, is this? I just watch The Last Scream again. It was way better than this. Like, if you're,
you can't just tell people to watch the last horror movie again.
Well, if it's Halloween and you're like, oh, I want to watch a movie. Oh, Five Nights at Freddy's is on. I'd go, let's just turn on Scream 6.
Yeah, but if you're reviewing a movie for your listeners, you can't just say, just watch Scream again.
We'll watch Barbarian. That's usually, that's like my thing. Like, did I like or dislike this movie? It's fine. I would just watch Barbarian. Like, that's on, like, watch Barbarian, I think. That, if or Malignant. You know what? Malignant. If you want a movie that's kind of dark, but has some whimsy, but the whimsy is buried under darkness, and you're like, what the fuck is this? Malignant is great. I loved Malignant. Have you seen Malignant?
No, I haven't. No.
Do you know what the twist is?
No.
Malignant's great. Last week it was Goosebumps is good, but I would watch Barbarian if I were you.
It's just a weird way to review things.
Yeah. Like. This week, Five Nights at Freddy's is out. I'm glad it came out. It's not that bad. It's not a horrible, but I would watch Malignant. I would.
That's your final verdict.
Yeah, I would watch Malignant, I think.
Yeah, like if someone asked me, what would you think of WrestleMania 39? I'd be like, watch 17.
No, it's more like watch SummerSlam. Like, watch like if you. It's like, yeah, no, WrestleMania was good this year, but like, just watch SummerSlam '97. You know, it was awesome. It was so good. Like, I mean, if you just want to watch, like, why wouldn't you just watch SummerSlam '97? You're like, well, I was gonna. So not WrestleMania. WrestleMania, it was great. Watch SummerSlam '97. That's what I would do. Like, have you seen SummerSlam '97?
No.
I would watch that. I would watch that.
Okay. All right.
You know. And you know, I was sitting there as I was watching this. I came up with that. I was like, this is thematically not dissimilar to the Black Phone, except it's got like Chuck E. Cheese animatronics. And I don't know if I can. I'm not. As I was watching it, I wasn't there. Maybe at some point I'll rewatch it and I'll get there. Maybe my opinion will change. But then I go on Twitter today, and guess what's getting a sequel? Black Phone. They're doing, they're doing another Black Phone movie. I couldn't believe it. I said, I'm just thinking about this movie, and they're doing another Black Phone. So I don't know how they're going to do another Black Phone. This is a great movie. You got The Mask, you know what I mean? But Ethan Hawke is just this like hideous killer. It's very reality based, you know, unlike some of the other movies that we talked about. It's very dark. It's very reality based. There's literally no whimsy to be had whatsoever. But I guess the idea is, well, I won't spoil this one either in case you haven't seen it. But it's great. Black Phone's great. It's not comparable to Five Nights at Freddy's because of the fun part of it, but Malignant. That's why I put Malignant. Like, Black Phone, I would just watch Black Phone. Like, if you're like,
okay, I was gonna ask.
Yes.
Your Black Phone review. What movie should I watch?
Just watch Black Phone. It's great.
Okay.
Yeah. So Black Phone's in the category. If you could just watch that movie, yeah.
Okay.
Like, Black Phone is a movie I would tell you to watch instead of other movies. You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
Right.
So, Black Phone is great. But they've announced that June 27th of 2025, so a year from this June, they're going to come out with Black Phone 2. Now, they haven't said if it's a direct sequel. They haven't said if it's in the same universe. But they have said that apparently they're going to launch a whole new franchise. I'm not certainly shocked by this, since Black Phone on a reasonably low budget made $160 million. That's usually a sign where they're like, we're going to franchise this movie. And then you go, well, this is based on a book. And it kind of, there's a beginning, middle, end here. Like, this movie ends. Like, there's no, like, what happens next.
We'll worry about that sucker when we are in the writing room.
Right. So we may be going into prequel territory. We may be going into origin story territory. I don't know what, but they're saying a sinister new franchise is what they're going to try to base around the Black Phone, which I feel like is mainly because of The Mask. Right?
Those masks.
The Mask, you know who made The Mask?
Who?
Jason Baker.
Who's Jason Baker?
He made the mask for a little individual named Wyndham Rotunda.
Oh, okay. I remember the story. Yeah. That's awesome.
So this was one of his creations as well. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've been trying to think of names for the sequel to Black Phone. I feel like Black Phone 2 caller ID is like a given, right? Like, if it's a Black Phone 2 caller ID, I'd be like, yeah, I want to see that. Like, it's almost like, I don't mind when the first movie is a very serious movie and then they just go, okay, we're just going to cash in now and just make like Black Phone 2, don't pick up. I'm like, oh, okay, I like that. It's a little
Black Phone 2, spam likely.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll pick up. Black Phone 2, straight to voicemail. Oh, okay. Black Phone 2, wrong number. What about Black Phone 2, wrong number?
I really like straight to voicemail.
Straight to voicemail. Black Phone 2, do you accept the charge? Right? Because this movie took place in the 70s. You don't hear collect calls too much anymore, except from prison. But back in the day, when you had to call your mom to pick you up at school, but you didn't have a quarter, did you ever have to do this, or were you aged out? Because we didn't have cell phones. So I'd have to call my mom on the payphone.
We had a payphone in my school.
Okay, so I'd have to call my mom on the payphone to come pick me up. But I call, just dial down the center, 1-800-COLLECT. And so I call 1-800-COLLECT, and it would say, hello, you have a collect call from, Mom, that's me, it's Sam, I'm ready to go.
Well, I mean, you're not supposed to do that. That's just you being a cheap ass.
No, I'm saying I'm ready to go. And then my mom would be
Okay.
like, okay, no, they rejected your charge. I'd be like, big deal. I got you. Free call. That's how you get free calls. There was a great commercial. You have a collect call from Bob. We had a baby. It's a boy. Yeah. Getting free calls out of the collect company was great. But I mean, Black Phone 2, will you accept the charges? I feel like is great. Black Phone 2, who's there? That could actually be done.
Black Phone 2, new number. Who this?
That'd be great. What about Black Phone 2, Green Bubble?
The worst. Don't pick that one up.
That's a real horror movie. What about this? Black Phone 2, it's Morbid time.
I could always go for some more with
More Morbid time. Yeah. Okay, B Herb says Black Phone 2, Revenge of the Rotary. Yeah. I think it could be great. I mean, just for phone puns in general. Black Phone 2, Answer the Call. What if it's like an action movie?
Yeah, it sounds very
military. Like it's like a Die Hard movie where the Black Phone killer is back and somebody has to like scale a skyscraper to hunt him down. Black Phone 2, Answer the Call.
And then the trailer, someone's going, don't answer the call.
Don't answer the call. Black Phone 2, my battery's dying. Black Phone 2, how about this? Black Phone 2, can I get a charge? Right?
Someone said Black Phone 2. What's that?
Black Phone 2. What?
Funenberg.
E Compton says Black Phone 2, who dis? That works. Black Phone in Space, I think, is more of a.
That's part 4. We don't want to get.
I mean, Jason didn't get to space until part 10. Yeah, I don't think we're ready to send Black Phone into space.
Black Phone takes New York. That can be maybe 3
or 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have to be like Black Phone 10, satellite phone.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm excited, man. I'm just excited. I think it's just a lot of possibilities.
A lot of news for you. A lot of horror news.
A lot of horror news, and I couldn't help. When I was sitting there watching Five Nights at Freddy's, I was like, oh, man, it's so cool that they've made this video game adaptation. And then I was like, how many Five Nights at Freddy's did they make? And it was like 6, 7, something like that. And I'm like, man, they made a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's video games. And then I was like, yeah, exactly. And then I was like, you know what game I really want a sequel to? GTA.
That's a good game. I played number 5. It was really nice.
Oh, I just held you in here for 40 minutes wondering when's it gonna come? When's it gonna come? When's it gonna come? If you remember, ladies and gentlemen, last week, Hot Dog came to us and he said,
I had a vision.
Thursday. First of all, Hot Dog is so obnoxious because every single time I've said, I'm so annoyed at how long they're taking to make GTA 6, he goes, don't worry about it. I'm sure that they're going to announce it this week. And I go, like, this week? He goes, yeah. Like, it's happened like 3 times. I go, when do you think they're going to announce GTA 6? He's like, I think Wednesday. I go, today's Friday. You think in 4 days? 4 or 5 days they're gonna announce GTA 6. Like,
but then I sent you a bunch of tweets and everyone's like, yeah, don't worry guys, it's coming this Thursday.
I mean, they've also said to like to not sell AMC stock. They've said like they all this. They said this is the same people that were telling you to buy NFTs.
There are some conspiracies that I will allow myself to get sucked into, and the GTA 6 is coming right around the corner conspiracy is one I am a truther of. Every
single time.
I earnestly believe it. I was like, Thursday, it's happening.
Yeah, like I want to sit you down like you're one of these like QAnon people and go like, it didn't happen. Like, how can you just? It's not happening. No, it's about to, because you know why it didn't happen? Because it's about to happen.
They pushed it, but you will see it's coming.
So Hot Dog, you guaranteed last week that we were going to get GTA 6 at least announced, previewed, something.
Some kind of news.
What did we get on the GTA 6 front?
We got some tweets that said it's coming.
Yeah, I was getting texts from Hot Dog on Tuesday that said it was coming. On Thursday that said it was coming. This is like Veer is coming. Like, it's not coming. It's not happening.
What happened was apparently the parent of the person who said that they worked at Rockstar didn't really exist, or maybe
shocking,
or maybe Rockstar saw all the news that was coming out and how it was leaked that it was coming out on Thursday, and then decided to purposely delay it. You know, sometimes when the ending to a match is kind of spoiled, or like, hey, the plans are for Roman Reigns to do this, and then Vince McMahon is probably like, oh, fuck that, we're gonna subvert. That's probably what happened.
You know what actually happens in those scenarios? The reports are false, and then when they want to cover up the fact that the dirt sheets are literally wrong 93% of the time, they go, oh, Vince read the dirt sheet and decided to change his entire business plan because the dirt sheet. That's what happened.
Plans changed, pal.
That he read wrestling.news 411 and said, oh, they figured it out. Let me go change the result real quick. And then the company goes, but you had a whole business plan around this. And he goes, yeah, but a dirt sheet figured it out. So we're not going to do that. See, that scenario that you just set out doesn't actually happen.
Yes, I know. I was just giving you possible.
So what I'm telling you is, by the same logic, the GTA information that you were reading was incorrect from the beginning.
You don't think they wanted to subvert expectations?
Why would they do that? We've been waiting for 15 years. We're literally the lady on the Titanic.
Because I've
been waiting for 80 years. That's all of us. We are sitting there. We are Pablo Escobar in every room of that prison, waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting.
Well, you wanna drop it when no one's expecting it, so everyone goes, "By God, it's here! We thought it was gonna come out on Thursday, but it's Tuesday."
So you think it's coming on Tuesday?
No, I don't want to make any statements that I have to oblige by.
Yeah. Well, I guess we should just move on, right?
Sure. I'm scrolling through and I just saw a GTA 6 post. Dad, where's GTA 6? Vince McMahon.
Well, that was actually you, because before we move on, I actually believe that you said that if GTA 6 was not, if there was not some kind of GTA 6 news within the 7 days between the last show and this one, that you would go topless.
Well,
I believe that you said that, I believe.
I am a man of my word. And I have no issues doing that. Let me just get a little pump on, and I'll get back to you next week.
No. It doesn't take a week to get a pump.
You get a quick pump, real quick.
A pump is something that happens in the moment. Like, a pump means you just work out right now, and then you flex while the pump is fresh. It wouldn't make sense for you to get a pump and then wait a week.
So, all right. God damn it. Let's do this.
Let's do this. Let's there you go. Let's go.
Make sure this chest is looking okay. Yeah. All right.
I'll go full screen for you on this one.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, I figured you'd want that.
All right.
Yeah, there you go. Oh gosh. Look at you flexing already. Look at you already flexing.
I'm flexing.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are flexing. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Okay. All right. There we go.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
Oh,
this is just how it naturally is.
That is so gross, man. That is so disgusting. Was there anything you wanted to sing?
Chocolate rain. Some stay dry and others feel the pain. Chocolate rain. A baby born will die before the sin. That's all you're getting, you sons of bitches.
That was so cringe.
Can I put my shirt on, please?
Please put your shirt back on, please.
Thank you. I had it. I had the Chocolate Page lyrics open.
Chocolate
Rain lyrics.
Oh, I don't mind you screwing up your words. I'd be embarrassed too.
I mean,
especially because you know what they're gonna cut for the clip.
I know.
I mean, it's gonna be the clip guy. You know, Mark the clip guy's gonna use it. Blob More Chairs is gonna use it. I mean, it's going up on Miguel's stories instantly
tonight.
Oh.
All right,
the reviews are coming in. OMFG, this is horrendous.
My body or the singing? Because I'd rather the.
I think the whole thing. I think that we just supplied the greatest horror movie of all.
It is the season.
Yeah, it is the season. That was awful, hot dog. That was okay. Outlaw Joey Whale says chocolate teats. And someone said Sam has become a pimp. I'm not a pimp. This wasn't no. This was a bet. This was a simple wager amongst friends that was made, and that was lost. I thought it was a dumb bet to begin with. I mean, who would
skip chest day too for a couple weeks. So I wasn't, prepared.
Who would sit there and go, well, when do you think GTA 6 is going to be introduced? Within the next 7 days. What?
Sometimes you feel good.
Yeah.
Lady Luck has got to be on my side at one of these weeks, one of these guesses. You know how great it would have felt if I just fucking pulled that out of my ass. And it came out to be true.
You know why it would have been great? Number one, you would have looked like a genius. And number two, I would have asked you, hot dog, why didn't you ask me to take anything in this bet on the other side? You would have gone, oh.
Yeah, I guess I got nothing to gain here.
Yeah.
Everything to lose.
Huh. Well, it's bragging rights for me, but all right.
Like in the almost decade that I have been an associate of yours, a friend.
Yeah.
I've gotten one guess right. And I still ride that till today. And that was Kofi Kingston main eventing WrestleMania.
You did. You said if it were up to me, Kofi Kingston would win the Royal Rumble and he would main event.
Before there was any buzz.
There was no elimination chamber. There was no gauntlet match. You go back in history. There was none of it. And Hot Dog said Kofi should win the Royal Rumble and main event WrestleMania. And I looked at him with my, I wish you wouldn't talk to me. You're such an idiot face. Like, what? Like, why would you waste my time with something so dumb?
And the high.
3 months later, it was literally Kofi Mania. I told you.
And I'm still chasing that high. That's why sometimes you got to just throw something out there that is so outrageous and you hope it sticks.
That might have been the worst. You know, you thought it was the best thing that could have ever happened to you. It was the worst thing that ever happened to you because you're still chasing that high.
Yeah, but when I get it again.
Oof, it's going to feel good.
Yeah.
This is not an official logo. Somebody just made this. There's no information about this game.
There's zero information.
Zero. None. Any idea when we're going to get any?
I will not make any guesses as of now. My sources are not very reliable.
That's probably smart. I will tell you, we got some news as we're talking about all these films and everything, fitting right in with the theme of the evening. That I don't know if you saw this, Hot Dog, but it has been announced that Best Buy is looking at plans to completely phase out physical media by first quarter 2024, meaning but within 3 to 4 months, we may not have physical media at Best Buy at all.
We're talking about Blu-ray players, like Blu-ray discs, like everything physical, even the players itself. Like, how far are we going?
Well,
big.
It's a big thing. They haven't said anything about the appliances. I would imagine I would think you'd still be able to get a Blu-ray player, but if they've lost confidence in the platform, maybe not. I don't know. They're saying that like DVDs, Blu-ray, 4K, UHD, all of it, gone.
There's only a few of us holding down the fort.
Yeah, I got lots of physical media myself. But And look, I mean, as much as most people would say, who's popping discs in anyway? Like, I literally looked at Travis's Instagram stories, and he's bragging about getting Spider-Man, and he's got a hard copy of it. And I'm like, what are you, an asshole? Like, you're
that
going...
one, I'm a staunch physical media guy.
Yeah.
I don't do physical
Not
CDs for games.
Not
Yeah,
games.
no.
I mean, it's on your account. Like, what? Like, because then they go like, well, what happens if Sony just deletes your account? Then it's I probably won't be able to use my PlayStation.
We have bigger issues at hand if they decide to do that.
Right. Exactly. It would be so. Yeah. I mean, I'm the same way. Like I like physical media, but not for video games. It's like, what are we doing here, guy? What are we?
If you're getting better quality, yes.
Or if you're worried about having access to it. Right? Like, there are movies that have disappeared from streaming services. There are movies that have disappeared from the Apple Store. Like, 100% you're right. You can get better quality. But also, for me, most of my stuff are, leaning way more obscure. Like, stuff that I literally have dozens and dozens of Blu-rays and 4K movies that you would never find on a streaming service.
And not just pulling it from like streaming sites, but also editing it.
Yes.
That's going to be a bigger thing.
Disney. Yes. Iger. Yes. Yeah, for sure. Editing it. Remember when The Simpsons came out on Disney Plus? They ended up having to change it because of outrage, but it was widescreen instead of the traditional box. And it made it so that it stretched out the picture, and there were sight gags that were gone from the episodes. People were outraged. But yeah, I mean, I think that it's a real thing. And even more so, I think that you got to look at everything coming, even if you're like, well, these are antiquated, these bits of physical media, and nobody's using them anymore anyway. Sure, whatever. The same week that Best Buy is like, yeah, we're not going to have physical media anymore. Netflix is going, yeah, we're probably going to raise our rates to like $25 a month. Apple TV is going, we're going up from $5 to $10 a month. Like, every streaming service is upping their price as we're putting ourselves in a position where we've got no alternative besides streaming. I mean,
we're fucking ourselves.
Right. Because you're not seeing like what to me the bigger picture is. I mean, look.
Have you canceled anything? Are you close to canceling anything? How long are they going to stretch you thin before?
No, but honestly, like, and it's not even about if you got it, because if you broke, just say so. That's kind of the thing.
Just say that.
But like, no, there is a principle of it. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know if Netflix has been delivering to the point where they can start upping their prices. Like, I'm not watching.
I canceled Netflix.
You did cancel Netflix
2 months ago. Yeah.
And how's life been?
It was a tough one.
Yes. But it's the brand, right? I feel like Netflix's strength is so much the brand, but like, I don't know, like, I guess I'm watching the John Gotti doc series right now, but do I need to? Like, if I didn't have access to it, could I just find something else? Right? Like, I mean, if I got WWE and if I got YouTube TV, so I've got live TV and DVR still. I've got Max. Like, Max is actually a really good service. It was kind of complicated getting there, but it's got a ton of movies. It's got a ton of shows. It's got that naked dating show,
And it's got some live stuff too. It's got live sports and live news.
Peacock is a sleeper. People front on Peacock, but Peacock is a sleeper. There's stuff. There is, I mean, The Office is on Peacock. Five Nights at Freddy's is on Peacock. There's stuff on Peacock.
Notsam Wrestling.
Notsam Wrestling's on Peacock. Just look up Notsam on Peacock. I mean, look, Best Buy has had a abysmal selection of physical media for a while now. There was a time when it used to be half the store. Like, half the store was just racks and racks of Blu-rays and DVDs. But that was also a time when people, like, everybody just built these insanely large DVD collections. People don't really do that anymore. I mean, I get it. I just don't know what Best Buy's plan is. Like, I feel like they should have leaned in and gone like, we will be an alternative to the streamers. We're going to have everything. Like, we'll still have all the cameras. We'll still have all the phones. We'll still have everything. But if we can push the fact that we're an alternative to streamers, that you can come in here and get a DVD player, get a Blu-ray player, hell, get a VCR, throw some VHS tapes in there, like put
Watch
it
some things retro. Yeah.
Imagine Best Buy had a nostalgia section, right? Imagine they built a fake Blockbuster and you could go in and buy a VCR for $150 and buy like Jaws on VHS. You know, would millions and millions and millions of people do it? No. But would there be enough of us like 40 and 30-year-olds that can't let go of our past that would do it? 1,000%. I still got a VCR hooked up. Look. I'm not kidding. Look, they're in plastic and they're new. I got Castle Freak on VHS.
Dope.
You know what I got? I loved this product when it came out. Slammiversary 2021, Kenny Omega versus Sami Callihan, double VHS set.
That's dope.
Because Impact put out a show in 2021 on VHS. I'm like, how do you not get this? Right?
That's what I was gonna say. More companies should just like do collector's edition, like collectible VHS of like their movies or whatever it is, and that could be like a little market.
Yeah.
And then you could gotta raise the price up a little bit, maybe like $100 for a VHS, because now it's like a hobby if you want, but
do it for $40, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like they're that expensive to produce, or $40. But yeah, I mean, I just feel like they're doomed. Like, what are you gonna go to Best Buy for a phone? You're not getting your phone at Best Buy.
Yeah, let me think. Because I used to be a loyal Best Buy guy, and then I kind of just shifted over to B&H. But
I mean, that's because you're in Manhattan, you're in the city, right? There B&H isn't everywhere, but like, you know, I mean. The thing about going into a Best Buy store is like, because they're not even going to sell the stuff online. Like, they're not going to sell the physical media on BestBuy.com. Nothing.
That's silly.
Yeah. So it's like, if you're not like a throwback, hey, we still have this stuff store, what are you? Like, how often are people buying TVs? Once every 3 years at most?
Like, what are you? Yeah, right. Like, what are you shifting to? What are you shifting to then?
And who's popping in to just grab something real quick? Like, who's browsing? What's there to window shop?
Everything's on. Do you want a window shop? Is online. Window shop there.
Exactly.
It's very odd. Yeah, I feel like the only thing I would even think about going to Best Buy for is if a new console just launched and I was gonna go get it in person the same day.
Sure.
Maybe Best Buy. And even then, it might be GameStop, because there's a few of those.
Right, exactly. There's already specialty stores. And I mean, I've been going to specialty stores for physical media for a long time now. I go up to the archive in way up in Connecticut. It's great. It's got all kinds of obscure shit. It's awesome. And yeah, I mean, I guess hopefully more of those local physical media video stores will start popping up, because you got to have an alternative, man.
There'll be a demand for it. There'll be stores that pop. Like, I know, I mean, the hipsters in Brooklyn, I know, or whatever, but you know, you walk around there and you see a lot of retro shops, like mom and pop shops that are relatively new, that are just selling all these old stuff. So if they're not going to do it, someone's going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. Hey, if you're not going to be spending your money on physical media, you might as well spend it on Super Chats, right? Super Chat in. Every Super Chat will get read. Appreciate all you guys tuning in tonight. By the way, make sure that you're tuned in to the Satisfying Podcast. Myself, Nicole Ryan. I'm really, really excited about this show. This week's episode, Hot Dog, you got to watch it. Because you said you hadn't seen it yet, just for pleasure. It is so... Every week, Nicole has another story. First of all, she starts the show, and I'll tell you this because it's not a spoiler. She starts the show. I posted a clip of it today going like, I think I might be too comfortable because I was just upstairs. You know, we have an ensuite bathroom. In the master bedroom has an ensuite bathroom. Nicole told me that she just went upstairs and accidentally was pissing with the door open.
How can you ever get to that point of comfortable? No.
Oh, she's only been here for like a few weeks, it's a brand new show. We just started the YouTube channel. It's brand new. She's
Been there
pissing
for
with
years. I would never think about doing that.
if I'd walked up to my bedroom and like changed my shirt or something, she would have been wiping herself. I would have seen it. I wish I'd gone up there. But but yeah, so check it out. It's on youtube.com/@satisfyingpod. The username is @satisfyingpod. I want you all, if you're enjoying Sam Roberts Now, you'll enjoy this too. It's a great way to spend an hour of the week that you're not watching Sam Roberts Now. Spend it with Nicole and myself. And it's also the only place to get the show. It's the only place we can do the show right now. No audio format, no Spotify. Go to youtube.com/@satisfyingpod. Let's go to these super chats. If you want to contribute to the show tonight, if there's something that you feel like we need to get into, super chat in. Not Sam Lehman writes, Sammy spoiler. I didn't spoil anything. Five Nights at Freddy was not spoiled. I didn't spoil a thing. Six Crow, appreciate you financing the show. I hope that we did well by you. B Herb, a dumb F Mary kill for Sam. Boschetti, Mike Boschetti, Daniel Bobo Curlin, or Superhuman. I think I'd have to marry Superhuman, right? Because we have similar interests. We would just be talking.
Yeah, you could talk wrestling all the
We
time.
talk about wrestling and we talk about the ICP. Hey, how great is Insane Clown Posse? He'd be like, yeah, they're awesome. I'd be like, this is great. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna marry Superhuman. I think Mike might be a better lover than Bobo. So I think I have to F Mike Boschetti and kill Bobo. Unfortunately, I love Bobo.
What about Boschetti makes you think he's a better lover?
Well, I just think Bobo would just not be great. So I guess that's where I'd end it. But I love all three of those people. Superhuman, I've never even met. Vernon H, Sammy short sleeves. It's my Halloween costume. But look at that. Look at those forearms, by the way. What do you think of that? Huh? What do you think of that?
It's looking good.
Thank
looking
you.
real good.
Hey man. So are you. GOODT. Good. B Herb writes in, I hope Art the Clown puts salt in hot dogs stocking. That'd be cute. That'd be cute.
I'd have someone to keep me company during Christmas.
Maybe I should make Nicole see Terrifier 2 when it's in theaters.
Don't let her. I mean, she didn't even. Saw was a lot for her.
Saw was too much, yeah. I'm also thinking I should bring her to a wrestling show to see what she thinks.
That would be cool. She's never been to a wrestling show ever?
No, I don't think she gets wrestling at all. Like, she doesn't understand it.
Oh.
You think that'd be fun?
Someone who's completely blind to it. That's the person you want to bring to.
You think I should bring her to a WWE show or a different type of show?
I think a WWE show might be more. Because you also want, she might just not flat out enjoy the other stuff, but at least maybe there would be some character work that she might enjoy in WWE.
I shouldn't bring her to an outlaw
GCW.
mud show like GCW?
No. You want to slow down. Yeah, baby
All right.
steps.
All right. I get excited, I get very excited.
Yeah, he's straight to it.
Yeah. The Cali Kid. What do you think about Eli Roth's Thanksgiving? That trailer looks amazing. Eli Roth, finally, it's happening. So, do you remember the movie Grindhouse, Hot Dog?
No.
Grindhouse was the movie that Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez both did a movie, and they did two 90-minute movies with an intermission in between. And it was designed to mimic the Grindhouse experience of 1970s exploitation cinema, where you'd go to this like low budget, bad action movie, and then, there'd be an intermission and it'd be a double feature.
A good
Right.
old school double feature.
Right. So within that double feature, you had the intermission part was trailers for movies that didn't actually exist. And several different directors got to do one. Rob Zombie did a trailer for a movie called Werewolf Women of the SS, which I still wish that he would make Werewolf Women of the SS.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, it sounds great. Nazi movies were a big part of like exploitation. It's where Inglourious Bastards comes from. The Nazis would be the enemies, and eventually the revenge would come in, and you just watch people kill Nazis. It was great. And then Eli Roth did a trailer for a movie called Thanksgiving. And it was a horror movie based around the Thanksgiving holiday. And there aren't many. Blood Rage is a horror movie based around Thanksgiving, but other than that, there really aren't many. So Eli Roth finally has made this movie, and the trailer came out. It looks amazing. And this Thanksgiving, he's putting out Thanksgiving as a real movie, and it takes place in Plymouth, Massachusetts. It looks incredible. I cannot wait for this thing. Cannot wait. Very violent. Douglas Bouchon. Don't get it twisted. Everyone knows Matthew Lillard is Maniac from Wing Commander. Okay. And says, you could watch Barbarians, the movie with the Paul brothers, not Logan and Jake. I'm talking about Peter and David, the Barbarian brothers. Just watch Barbarian. It's great. Did you watch Barbarian yet, Hot Dog?
No, I haven't watched Barbarian. I'm downloading a bunch of movies because I have a long flight to Tokyo. So I'm downloading a bunch of movies so I could just watch it through. And
is Barbarian on your list?
I haven't downloaded it yet, but yeah, it's on my list.
What about Malignant?
It's not on my list. Well, I mean, look, I gotta throw some stuff in that's not horror as well.
Why?
I can't just do 16 hours of just horror movies.
What about horror movies and wrestling documentaries? Because I could recommend a ton of great ones too.
You're gonna pack the entire 16 hours with those two.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, sure, it could work. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else one would watch,
and
I'm coming up with nothing. All right, did I say horror movies?
You did.
And
right?
wrestling documentaries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank here. I don't know what else you would be looking for.
Me personally, I'm gonna be throwing some James Bond movies.
Come on.
What?
By the way,
like 16 of them.
Speaking of wrestling documentaries, if people were tired of seeing me pop up in those WWE docs last season, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Ooh, what a tease.
I've been making a groove in that talking head chair in Stamford. I'm up there like twice a month at this point, talking about
you got a dent on that chair.
It's the Sam position. You know, Gorilla Monsoon had the position right when you come back from the curtain. That's the gorilla position, because that's where Gorilla Monsoon always was. The talking head chair in Stamford, Connecticut, where they shoot all their docs, is the Sam Roberts position. Confirmed.
Can we get you to donate some money so we can just get that room named after you?
Well, I think because they're moving over to the new headquarters soon.
Which looks awesome.
It is. They need to call the room the Sam Roberts room.
Yeah, we need to make that happen.
I mean, because who better?
What else is going on?
What else are you doing? What were you going to call it? Okay. Let's see. Bo knows zombies. Hot Dog riding the wave of his Kofi call is a mirror image of me thinking I can make good football bets. Yeah, that's what people do. I mean, this is the way gambling works, right? You win once, and you're like, but what if I could do this every time?
But what a call that was.
Oh, it was great. It was great. It was really good. And you were the first. First one. I had not heard that at all.
No internet bullshit. It was just, you heard me say that and you were like, what the fuck are you talking about?
This is actually great.
Mm-hmm.
The first person who told me Kofi should main event WrestleMania was you.
Mm-hmm.
The last person to tell me Kofi would not win at WrestleMania, guess.
So is it a friend of ours or is it a personality?
It's a flex that I'm telling you.
Oh no, who is it? I have no idea.
It's Scott Hall.
I got one.
And you know when Scott Hall told me that Kofi was not going to win?
When?
The night before.
Oh, was he confident?
We were sitting there at the bar. I bought him his nachos. I paid for his food. I loved it. It was one of my favorite moves I ever pulled. I was like, I whispered, he went to the bathroom. I whispered to the waitress, like, give me his check too.
Nice.
And like, when I said goodnight, she was like, this is all taken care of. And he was like, no. I was like, come on, Scott, for everything you've done. He was like, that's what I said too. He was like, I appreciate it. It's my favorite, one of my favorite moves I've ever pulled.
He turned to Nash after and was like, what a mark.
Yeah. I got this fucking mark to buy me nachos.
Which you would have loved too.
Oh, yeah. I'd be like, yeah. But he was like, the old man's not going to let Kofi win. He's going to hear that all these fans had the idea first. There's no way he's going to give them what they want to see.
I love that. It was so good.
One of my favorite conversations of all time. Jess was sitting right next to me. Jess, I mean, might as well have been an empty stool. My wife is sitting right there. And she knows. She's like, she knows. She's like, this is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. That's the bad guy.
She was just on her phone the whole time, just minding her own business.
Exactly. She knows. She's down. Matthew Gold says, odds that CM Punk shows up at Survivor Series. I actually think every time CM Punk hints that he might show up at Survivor Series makes it less likely that he will. You know what I'm saying?
What about any time a USA Network Twitter account hints that?
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up because people have been asking me this. They're like, well, the USA Network Twitter account is saying it. Do you know who runs these Twitter accounts? It's like
people like me.
Yes. You know that. You know it, Hot Dog. You know 100%. Do you think you could get the job of running USA Network's Twitter account?
Of course.
Of course you could. That's who's running these Twitter accounts. It's not some like grand, like, no, the person running the Twitter account knows less than I do about what's going on.
I love people using the USA or whatever Twitter account or Instagram account as like a clue and then using that. Oh, they keep doing this when it's like, how do you think that message got to this person? You think it was like Vince McMahon or Triple H told you, hey, make sure you guys start throwing some clues in. I'm CM Punk coming back.
Right.
Make sure the social media manager knows.
Remember when the guy running the Paps Blue Ribbon Twitter account said like, don't eat meat, eat ass or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, it's just a kid running the Twitter account that's like funny on social media.
A 27-year-old.
100%. Making 45 grand?
Yeah, 60, 65.
Okay, 65 grand.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
He's in the know though. He knows CM Punk's coming back.
Exactly.
He was told to start teasing it. Or she.
Hey, it's Paul. I'm gonna need you to start hinting that Punk's coming back. All right, thanks.
Is Punk coming back? Or am I just hinting at it?
Don't worry, that's on a need to know basis.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, the game. No problem. James Malaspino, keeping my eye on this Gabby Petito thing. I think the boyfriend has something to do with it. Okay, I'm glad you're investigating that. And then he said, by the way, I posted your Silver Shamrock video last week. Oh, did I post it back? If I didn't post it, send it to me because I love anything that associates me with Halloween 3. I absolutely love.
Tag your boy.
B-Herb76 and Nicolas Cage as Fu Manchu. That was from Werewolf Women of the SS. Nicolas Cage was actually in the trailer in this like stereotypical like Asian outfit. And he was in the trailer, Rob Zombie's trailer. Yeah, with a Fu Manchu. It said Nicolas Cage is Fu Manchu, and Nicolas Cage was indeed the actor who played Fu Manchu. It was great. So good. Love it. All right, guys. I appreciate you hanging out. Don't forget to subscribe to do mine and Nicole's new YouTube channel. The exclusive home to the Satisfying Podcast is youtube.com/@satisfyingpod. Check it out. We love it. We'll have a new episode up every single Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern. So go watch all the episodes there. Tell all your friends. We're very excited about it. And you got 5 styluses, so you might as well use them. I'm going to cheers with you later.